So one of the biggest things, so a lot of our audience that listens to this podcast, I mean, it's split. There's a lot of owners, obviously, but we have a lot of like younger trainers, right, that listen to this. People just getting started with things, 100 followers on Instagram, stuff like that. And I think one of the things I was most excited to talk to you about is I think you have so much, obviously, experience in the dog training industry, past just the training side of things. You've seen a lot of roadblocks along the way, right? And I think that you have like different tiers of trainer, obviously, people just getting started in things, people with a mid-tier amount of knowledge, people that have a ton of experience with things. And the difference between all of them really is not, can we train the dog? Because that's the easy part, right? We all know how to teach these dogs how to do these types of things. It's how do you overcome some of the hurdles that you face along the way? One thing you brought up right off the rip, obviously, is like you've faced a ton of controversy, especially in the last like probably like 3 or 4 years or so.
Well, it's been going on for, I've been doing this for 20 years. So it's about 19 years. It's been going on because I've never backed down.
Sure.
I absolutely don't think my way is the only way.
Sure.
I only give out advice that we have done hundreds, if not thousands of times. So I know it works.
Yeah.
And then I know it works with the client. See, that's another big thing. It's like big deal. The dog trainer can train the dog.
Of course.
Good for you. You know, it's like, and I tell everybody this, like, grab the leash and can you duplicate it?
Yeah.
And that's why, unfortunately, you don't see a lot of trainers. And this is like, I never mention trainers. You'll never hear me over 20 years ever mention another trainer.
Sure.
Because I just don't like that. I just don't think it's professional. And and I'm also on the end of it. That's not, but I'm on the end of like tons of it, but still. So I've often said, you know, why aren't we seeing a lot of go homes? And it's just like, of course the trainer can train the dog.
Yeah.
That's what we do every day. But can the owner do it? Now, in order for the owner to do it, the trainer has to be a good human coach.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people got into dog training for their love of dogs, which is wonderful.
Of course.
It's a wonderful calling. But unless you want to just work for a bigger company and just train dogs and have someone else do the go homes, you better have really good human skills. And I think there are different levels of both. I think there's a lot of trainers out there that are just really bad with humans. And I think they've got to really understand that, like, that's why the human came to you with their problems, because there's no such thing as fixing. It's, if I gave my dogs, and I'm sure you can say the same thing with yours,
100%
to an uneducated owner, they'd call me up in 24 hours and I'd be like, you know, really? And vice versa. We'll have dogs that go to our seminars, and as soon as I grab the leash, the dog will be like, so I shouldn't do that. I haven't even done anything yet. We're not talking about like a correct word.
I got you.
Like, I really think dogs are so intuitive that they're like, oh, I'm not allowed to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. We have plenty of dogs that, you know, try to take our faces off, but there's a majority of dogs out there that the owner's just like, why isn't my dog doing this? I'm like, believe it or not, they know they can't. Why?
Who knows?
Because Mother Nature is in them. You know what I mean? So it's like,